Okay, my next step is basic retouching, and in basic retouching I mostly start with optimizing, so facial expressions and optimizing. What I mean with that is going into liquefying and just working on the liquefying and tweak my whole image a little bit. Now, as I said, if I do this for a model or for a client, I would really do this just subtle and just a little bit and be very careful with it. If I'm working with my own stuff for my own portfolio, I do whatever I want to with the liquefying tool and go nuts. Alright, so let's go up to our liquefying tool. It is right here under filter in liquefying. Now first what I want to show you guys is this is a high quality image, very high format, a full frame image, so it is very big, and as you guys can see, liquefying tool is already struggling to render it. Now if I start doing stuff here, everything lags quite a little bit and it's very annoying for me, but I do have another technique there for you guys. Alright, let's quickly do that technique. What I do is select my basic retouching layer, go to image, go all the way to image size, and in the image size I mostly set my resolution down to 72 dpi. Say OK, and now don't work on your image like that, because now we're rendering down your image quite a lot for internet size. So if you work on now for your image will be already in a super bad quality, so you don't want that. We're just using this for the technique. Alright, move the image over here, and now we're going to go over to filter, say liquefy, and look how quickly liquefying tool renders everything. And now we're going to tweak and work on our image a little bit. So on the left hand side, I'm just going with my forward warp tool over here and select my brush size over here a little bit. I mostly like to work with this warp tool, very easy to work with. A little technique, what I do is I don't work from my little center there. I mostly use my brush from the outside, from over here, not from the center. So if I want to pull it from here, it's going to pull it quite a lot. I don't like that, so go to here, rasterize or restore all. What I mostly do is just take the corners a little bit. Obviously watch out for your brush density here at the top. I set it to 50. And then I just tweak in my cheeks over here just a little bit. So whatever you're going to tweak, I'm going to just tweak it there with that a little bit. Going to take it up a little bit, say to 70% my density, and then just tweak that a little bit more until I'm happy with it. Also, I'm going to tweak this side a little bit. There are way different tools of doing this. I mostly like to work just with the forward warp tool. Okay, over here say a little bit more. Just watch out, you have to be very carefully, and I'm also just tapping my way through this. I'm not taking it in one big stroke. Okay, zoom in here a little bit more, then again to my forward warp tool and just warp this a little bit in. As you guys can also see at the moment, it's very unsharp and it's getting quite blurry, so don't worry, this is because our image is rendered down to 72 dpi. Okay, go back to our forward tool, and I'm going to take my brush size down a lot because I want to work here on the lips. So say 61%, and I'm just moving in there, tap a little bit, again tapping that until I'm happy with it. Nice round shape, a little bit over here. Okay, that looks good to me. Hold spacebar. I'm just going to move in my image here. And then I also wanted to retouch this a little bit. So I'm going to move this in a little bit so the ears are really nice, looking good, getting a nice round shape over there. The same over here. So just tweak that a little bit more, not too much, maybe tweak that a bit back. Okay, and back again. So this is a bit of a playing thing. Okay, and now we're good with that. Maybe the nose a little bit over here. Before I mostly go into my liquefying tool, I have a look at my help layer and just see, okay, what is it what I want to retouch. Okay, zoom out of here again, just down here, zoom out. Okay, until we see it, or you can press Command 0 again and you go into the full screen mode. Okay, over here I can see I still want to retouch that a little bit, so I'm going to make my brush size even bigger again, say 130, somewhere around there. Okay, tweak that a little bit, and maybe the neck a little bit because we're pulling that away now. Okay, over here, that looks good to me. Okay, then one more tool that I want to show you in the liquefying tool is the masking. Say for instance I want to tweak something, like I want to just tweak the eyes a little bit, but I don't want to affect the eye. I want to just tweak the eyebrows, or say the eyelashes here a little bit. So what I'll do, I'll zoom in very close again onto my eye here, press spacebar, just go into the middle, and then I'm going to go over here to the left hand side and select my freeze mask tool. Take the brush down quite a lot again, say to 23%, even further. 15%, and then I'm just going to brush in here and create a red mask. So over here, everything and my whole eye. Actually, I don't want to be the whole eye don't to be moving, so I'll select all of this. And now don't worry, the quality is really bad at the moment, I know. And now what I want to do is basically go back to my warp tool, and what I can do now is just pull certain areas, but everything that is red will not be pulled with it. So if I'm going to do this, you'll see we'll go through it. Everything stops until there where we started. Okay, so pull this down just a little bit, and that's okay. I just basically wanted to show you guys quickly this technique. Okay, press Command 0 again, get into the full screen mode, and we can also just erase that mask again. Just going to go all over here, and we are done. Okay, that's all I'm going to do in my liquefying tool for now. Now my last step in this technique is not saying OK, because then you're obviously going to overtake this to a 72 dpi image, which you don't want. Now what we want to do is say save mesh. So I'm going to go over here to save mesh, press save mesh. It will directly take us to wherever you want to save it. I mostly save it to my desktop. Now at the moment I'm going to save it with my PSD files, and I'm just going to save that to liquefying mesh. Say OK, save that, and now the trick what we're going to do is say cancel over here. So we're back to our image with 72 dpi. We haven't liquefied anything. We're still back to normal. So what I do then is go back into my history panel here at the top, go to layer properties, and voila, we are back to our full image and to our high quality image. And now the trick comes in. What we're going to do now is go back into filter, go back to liquefy, and now it's going to render our high quality image. And what we're going to do is say load mesh. Over here, go to load mesh, I'm going to select that, and directly it takes us into the folder where we have saved it before, and there we go, we have our mesh that we just saved. So I'm going to double click on here, and it's going to render and going to load our new mesh again. I'm going to say OK, and now we have finally overtaken our new mesh and our new liquefying into our high quality image. So that's my quick trick on how to get your liquefying also to work on your high quality images, and have a look. If we're going to turn off the before and after, we can already see what we have tweaked a little bit on this image. So it's a very little bit, but it's the first step of what I'm doing.